In this video, I'm going to show you how to develop a web application in Java. For this application, I'm going to be using two frameworks. The first is Spark, right? And Spark is a micro framework for creating web applications in Kotlin and Java 8. So in this video, we're going to use Java 8 and not worry about Kotlin. The second framework that I'm going to be using is called Thymeleaf, and this is a modern server-side JavaScript template engine that will be used to render HTML web pages. So let's start by creating a new project in IntelliJ. I'm just going to choose a regular Java project. I'm going to call this web application as my project name. Okay, and I am going to go into my project structure and download the libraries that are needed. So the best way to get the libraries is from Maven, right? And in this prompt, I'm going to type in Spark Java. So after it searches all the artifacts with Spark Java, it's going to come back with a list. And what you want to select is the one that says, the one with the template for Thymeleaf, which is this one. Okay, so what this will do is it will download the Spark core libraries as well as the extensions that support Thymeleaf. Okay, so one thing you'll notice is that in this library, there's also Jetty libraries, and Spark is actually built on top of Jetty, which is a embedded servlet engine. I had other videos about Jetty as well, so you can search through my library to see an introduction to the Jetty library. And it also has WebSocket support as well as Thymeleaf. The other thing I'm going to install is a logging framework, because this Spark Java also, has support for a logging framework, and you need to install one just to see the log. So the one I'm going to use is going to call Logback Classic. Okay, I'm just going to choose the latest version that is not alpha or beta. Okay, so I just do apply and then click OK. Alright, so now it's time to create our main program, right? So I'll just create a class called web application. And I'm just going to now create a main method. Alright, and the first thing you want to do is to register some routes. So routes are a way of handling the URIs that people type into a website. I can show you that later. But first, what we want to do is we want to use this class called Spark, which has a good amount of utility methods to help create your web application handling routines. So since we imported this Spark, we can start using these methods. And one of the most common methods is going to be get, right? So this will handle all your get requests. So we're going to first handle the root, which is slash, and this is basically the home page when you land on a website, right? So now that we registered a handler for our home page, right? We're actually using this lambda notation. So then you have two parameters: a request and a response, and the return for this function is going to be an HTML string. So I'm going to say, welcome to my web application. Okay, so now we can run it. Let's see what happens. Okay, so when you run it, you're going to get a bunch of debug output from Jetty. And the one thing that I want to pay attention to is the port that this web server is going to be running at. So if you go back all the way to the beginning, is here. You see this line that says listening on, and then 4567. That's going to be the port. Okay, so now if you go to the web browser and you say localhost and then the port number, right, it's going to call this route and then execute whatever is in the function and render the HTML that is returned from there. Right, so that's why you see welcome to my web application. That's what we return as HTML. Okay, so let's talk more about routes, right? So I can have another route that says hello, right? And then in this route, I can just, again, return another one called hello world. Typical hello world, right? Okay, so now I have to restart in order for that route to take effect. Okay, so let's test our main page, which is good. And then now, if I do /hello, right? So here you can see that it actually called this function as well, right? So this is how you get started with Spark to create your web application. So the next video, I'm going to teach you how to use Thymeleaf to replace this piece of rendering HTML by yourself and using a template engine instead, which I found is very powerful. Right? So I use Thymeleaf in all my applications. So some of the web applications I created using this Spark and Thymeleaf combination, right? Created a website for a massage business, right? And this is all using Java and Thymeleaf, right? I also created a custom application. for a startup called Thoughtful Enterprises, and they're in the news and media business. So this is a website about politics, business, and culture. Right. So if you go to getthoughtful.com, you can see what I've done. Right. We also have quizzes in here that that you can use to see where you stand on certain issues. And this is all done using Java and HTML. Right, so thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video where I go over using Thymeleaf as your template engine.